Hey, everybody, and welcome to another Sports podcast. I'm Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us, as always, is Phil Ranta, the sports outsider.
Phil Ranta, the best of the best, the tournament of the immortals.
What is that? What is that?
Yeah,
from?
you got a new handle. I'm not saying I don't like it. It was just unexpected.
No, it's not. It's me. Believe it or not, it's just me.
Indeed. Phil, you catch any games this week?
I did. I caught a little game called WrestleMania this week.
Exactly what we're talking about. Oh, we had predictions about WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Who won WrestleMania?
Who won WrestleMania? I'll tell you who. The Rock won the Mania.
I'm pretty sure that's what we both
I
predicted.
was incorrect. You
Down
guys
goes
are smart.
that dork
I am dumb.
Cena.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dork Cena lost. He lost the most dorky way, too. Like, The Rock was on the mat, and then he's like, I'm going to do The Rock's finishing move on The Rock. And
The
then The Rock
people's elbow?
Yeah.
No, only The Rock can do
Only
the
The
people.
Rock can
Right,
do
and
the
he
people's
proved that
elbow.
because then he took him down.
Ah.
Yeah. Go figure. I lost $5. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, thus ends this. We made a WrestleMania prediction to pay back Vince McMahon for sitting in on the weirdest of weird sports, which we appreciated him doing. So
Yeah.
And I'm glad we did that because I don't like owing anything to anybody.
That's true.
So
Right.
we're square, Vince.
yeah, we are
Yeah.
square.
Even
You hear
Steven.
that, Vincent Kennedy McMahon?
Now all that remains is for me to get you back for calling me a girl.
Me? I didn't.
No,
It was
I
Vince
was
McMahon.
looking at you,
Oh,
but
you
we're
were
in
looking at
podcast
me.
land.
You
I
were
was
looking
talking about
directly
Vince
at
McMahon.
me.
I know, but I mean,
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. All right, Joel's going
all
to
right,
beat up Vince
that
McMahon.
confuses
What else
other-
is going on
yeah,
in sports?
What's on the docket?
Well, today, baseball started, so we're gonna.
Oh yeah,
Are you ready for some baseball?
Yeah, baseball's not really a game. You get that at you
No.
don't do that for it.
Friday night baseball.
Yeah, exactly,
Are you
yeah.
ready for a baseball?
TV stations try to do this, but really, baseball's more of a baseball.
Oh boy, baseball! It's like that. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a kid getting excited. Oh, Pop, you got the baseball game on?
We're gonna drink beer and fuck a girl. Are you ready for some baseball?
Well, I think that's definitely part of it.
Yeah.
I don't think they advertise it as much.
Yeah.
We're gonna get drunk and run over a kid. Are you ready for some baseball?
That was one time.
Yeah.
But so on the show we have new fantasy statistics.
Yeah, we have some new baseball stats. That
Oh,
we're,
cool. Can
we're
we play
throwing
the
out
theme
there
song
in the
for
world.
that?
Yeah.
Fantasy statistics.
Yes.
I like that.
It's our
There
new
we go.
tag for fantasy
That
stats.
is.
So we got that, and also we might have a very special baseball guest.
Oh.
Oh.
But we're still trying to get him, so we'll see.
I noticed
Okay.
you had a huge burlap sack with the human-sized figure inside, so I was thinking there might be someone in there.
If we can revive him in time, we will have an interview.
Oh, right. I look forward to this.
Then Phil, do we have a weird sport?
You're goddamn right we got a weird sport.
All right.
This one's so weird, and it's so sporty. It's both.
Finally,
Wow, yeah. We've gotten a lot of weird without the sporty.
Right, this
sporty
one's
without
gonna
the
be
weird.
pretty good. I don't want to brag, but it's weird.
Oh, good. And then we have internet news.
Oh.
Ah, yes, internet
like the-
news.
I
That's
like the
gone
internet
so well
news.
in the past.
Oh yeah, well it's back. And
Everyone's favorite segment, internet news.
I don't think it's one of the favorite segments.
Right.
I think it's one of the segments that allow us to call it like a podcast because it gets us clocked in at like 25 minutes.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It just kind of it's like a time waster.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like interviews on late night TV.
right, right. Or
Yeah.
what we're doing right now.
Exactly.
Sure. And and also I think at the end we'll do a return of Valiant Prophecies for Major League Baseball season.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm ready because I know all the statistics and the RBIs and the ERAs.
Yeah.
But at first, I think we have a little time here.
Yeah.
Is University of Kentucky your 2012
Yep.
NCAA national champions?
Yeah, Kentucky.
I'd like to say, had I been picking with my head, I would have picked Kentucky to win the whole thing.
Instead, you picked with your balls.
Well, I picked,
your
I picked
brass
with
balls.
my heart. I picked State to win. I picked them in 2000 and they did win, and so now every time they're like a 1 seed, I feel obligated to do it.
But did you do it in? I mean, I know you did it in the one that we all do, but it doesn't cost money. Did you do it in the one for money?
I did it in all of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even in the money ones? Because like I understand like the fun ones, like yeah.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, sometimes it makes sense to do that if you're not with a bunch of homers. But the money one was also there was enough State fans that a lot of people had picked State. And
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a bad pick.
No, any 1 seed isn't a bad
yeah,
pick.
So, but that being said, it was a real bummer because I was in the lead in both both of the pools we're talking about after, one day, and here I was going, I'm in the lead, but I'm not going to win because
That's what
I already
you get
lost.
for not being humble. You were like, oh, I'm in the lead. And everyone's like, oh, man, Michigan State's going to lose now.
Oh, no, Michigan State had already lost.
Oh.
So it was like I was in the lead at the moment, but it was like I had no chance of winning the whole thing because
You're like the guy who runs the 5K and then sprints out right at the very beginning, and everyone's like, oh, he must be a really good runner. And then, like, everyone passes him at the 2-mile mark.
I'm more like the guy running the 5K who got like a mile and a half and then shot himself in the foot.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
That old archetype of
He's looking back and he goes, oh, I have such a big lead in everyone else, but I don't.
There's not a single running movie where they don't have that character who's running and I'm like, sick. Oh, what is this, a gun? Oh, my foot!
Yeah, because the way they set it up in running movies, too, it's like you see this guy, and he's like, no, I think it'll be safe for me to jog with a gun. You're like, we all know what's going to happen.
And that one girl who he doesn't get along with at the beginning is saying, I don't like that you run around with that gun.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then there's always the wise mentor who's right under his foot at the time. Then they shoot the wise mentor, and the other person stops the race to get the final nugget of wisdom.
I know.
And he's
running
like,
movies, right?
With
so
great
cliche.
calves come great responsibilities. Blech.
Yeah. That was,
and we'll talk about running movies.
Yeah.
As well we should.
An underappreciated genre if there ever was one.
Right, because I think there was about 2 of those, right?
Yeah, I had an idea to write a running movie. I'm not going to repeat it here, but other than that, I think it's.
You don't want anyone to steal it
because it's such
People
a good
steal
idea,
it.
guys.
Yeah.
Here's a hint: the length of a championship marathon is usually just like those guys run it at about 2 hours and 20 some odd minutes.
Oh, sold! I'm already into this
that's
idea.
The length of a very boring film. That's what length that is. I'm bored thinking about it. 2 hours, 20 minutes.
It's not yet, but
all right.
Yeah.
Should we get this thing started?
I guess.
Yeah. Let's get going.
Let's do it.
All right, Phil. So as you may be aware, the money ball. The money ball.
That talking pitch of the money ball.
Yeah, was quite a hit. Got nominated for some Oscars.
Yeah, they had a fat guy. They had a good-looking guy.
Yeah, they had all these things.
They had a fat guy, no longer fat.
Yeah,
right.
they had
now he's just making 21 Jump Street into clown shoes when it was a great show.
You lost me there, but moving ahead. People are now, I think, a little more aware of this whole idea of sabermetrics. There's a lot of baseball nerds out there, and that's what this movie was about, who sort of figured out new ways to examine baseball statistically and invented these new stats that are now everybody use them when they're analyzing players. So
and some old stats have been pushed by the wayside. It's not as important.
Right.
It's ERA, wins, even batting average. People say, okay, well we have these new stats.
We have better ways of analyzing who's a good player. So
it's kind of like that interesting stat of if you set up a bit for a minute and a half on a podcast, you lose people's attention. That's a big stat.
Head to head.
Baby.
We didn't bring up 21 Jump Street. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. We'll keep going.
Yeah, but so Jordan and I have come up with some new stats to describe the sport of baseball that we think are going to be the rage.
Ooh, what's this segment called?
It's called Fantasy Statistics.
Oh, fantasy statistics.
Oh yeah, that was nice. So when compiling your fantasy team, here's some things to remember.
Okay.
All right. The first one is SP, the SP factor. This is for a starting pitcher, and that's his shell potential.
Shell potential.
Yeah. So every once in a while, a starting pitcher will start a game and just will not have his good stuff, and he will get knocked around like an Irish daughter. Okay, it will be terrible.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Okay.
A lot of people say redheaded stepchild. That was just taking it one step further. Okay.
Hey.
All right. So
to play on the Irish theme, I would say someone I would throw out is Josh Beckett.
Yes, Josh Beckett.
Sometimes a very great pitcher.
Yep.
Sometimes he goes out there, 5 innings, 8 runs.
Yeah. Sometimes 2 innings, 9 runs. Yeah. I would say the current, and he's not actually starting right now, but AJ Burnett, near the top of the heap in terms of active SP guys. That, it's like 50-50.
Yeah.
that he's going to go out there and just get creamed.
One time I was getting creamed with SP50 and I still got a sunburn. Don't know how it happened.
Right you are.
Did you see how many terms I took from your last 2 sentences
Yes.
and made work in that joke?
Yeah.
I am so pleased with me.
We can see that
21
from your
Jump
shit-eating
Street.
grin.
There
Yeah.
it is.
I brought it back to 21
Brought
Jump
it back.
Street.
It's a callback. All right,
So, last thing I'm going to say,
Shell potential.
all-time leader in SP, Jose Lima.
You know who the all-time leader in shell potential is?
Who?
Wario from Mario Kart. He can throw them. He can throw
He had a lot
'em.
of shells. He did.
A whole lot of shells. 3 of them revolving around him and 1 in his storage.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Putting up with Wario. Okay, so our next stat here is the CC level of a player. And this is the clubhouse cancer level.
Whoa!
Yeah, so you have the low levels, which we refer to like 0 to 5 we consider to be benign. But 5 to 10 is in the malignant scale. And these are people who are just terrible for a baseball team. Oddly enough, Ozzie Guillen, high in the CC level, despite being a manager.
He
which
is.
you wouldn't
He
think.
is. He brings a lot to the clubhouse that is
Yes.
cancerous.
That is
Oh,
very
why do
cancerous.
you guys keep saying cancer?
We want the hits.
Stop saying cancer. Yeah, from everyone who's search terming cancer podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I want to listen. I'm going to sit down with a glass of bourbon tonight and listen to some cancer casts on my computer. Jesus.
Yeah.
Move on.
Pick up a bunch of, yeah. All right, so what we got now? We have SS, which is a defensive. There's a lot of defensive stats are the big one here. The people are trying to find new ways to analyze how well people play defense because it's not as tangible.
Really hard to quantify.
Yeah. So SS is statue similarity. So if you ever had that moment where a guy hits a ground ball, you're watching the game and you're watching your team, and somebody hits a ground ball and you go, oh, sweet. And then they cut to the shot where it's out there and the ball is behind a player and he appears to just be standing there. And you go, what the fuck was that?
Right. Yet another
Johnny
reason
Peralta?
to be disappointed when you see the SS.
Yeah, exactly.
And not there we go. It took Jordan a while to get on that one.
I feel like all you're doing is making acronym jokes about
Well,
these
the
are
acronym
serious.
jokes are great.
These are serious statistics,
I
Phil.
know,
These are going to
but-
catch on in the sabermetric community.
All I'm saying
Okay.
is that if anyone ever hears these statistics later, they're going to think, oh, yeah, shells. Wario.
Okay, all right. So here's one. See if you can handle this one.
Okay.
Wharfs.
Wharfs. Like from
W-
Star Trek.
Yes, like from Star Trek.
Okay.
WORFS.
Okay.
I'm gonna interrupt and say no, not like from Star Trek.
What? But Worf was a character in Star Trek.
No, he was.
Yeah.
This is not that.
This is not
These
that.
are
different-
wharfs.
No, it's like Fisherman's Wharf. Yeah,
All right.
San Francisco.
getting warmer.
Okay.
Not there
I'm
yet.
getting Wharfer. All right,
So
what's a
there's-
wharf?
So there's a classic statistic, not classic, but there's one of the new statistics is called WAR, and it's wins over replacement.
or
which is
VORP.
value over replacement player,
Jesus.
which is ways that they calculate like a totally average player at their position, and
Make
then
a
they're
pun
like,
out of that, dick.
yeah.
VORP.
But they calculate
When I
like,
was in Germany playing Mario Brothers 3, I found a Vorp whistle. Oh! Well, I'm just saying.
he did it, Jordan. He did it.
Anyway,
Anyway, so Wharfs wins over replacement fifth starter.
What?
So-
How often does that come up?
Oh, a lot. Here's the thing: is every team has 5 starting pitchers.
Okay.
Okay. And if it's a good team, about 3 of them are actually decent pitchers.
Sure.
So the 5th guy in your rotation, who you send up there every 5th day, is usually pretty terrible. But yet everybody, when analyzing teams, goes, "Oh, well, what are they going to do about Brad Penny or AJ Burnett in the back of the rotation?" And that's why I wanted to create this stat to say, if everybody's 5th starter is bad, maybe you should judge 5th starters against other 5th starters.
Oh, I get it.
Right,
So
it's
it's
like-
boring. I get it now.
I would say it's like judging Whitney against something like dinosaurs.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Now that I get. That makes
Yeah.
a lot of sense.
Well, I remember dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That was also on television.
Yeah,
Right,
if
sure.
the bad show on NBC is dinosaurs, you're doing okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so think of
Wow.
it as
I feel like I learned a lot from these statistics.
Yeah.
I learned that people should just take their goddamn ball and hit it with their fucking bat and just enjoy playing. Jesus Christ.
Oh, there's
We-
that
we're not- we
explicit
have-
tag on
Oh,
iTunes.
we have 2 more, Phil. We're gonna bang
You got
these
to.
out real
Oh
quick.
my God! It's been like 30 minutes and we've been talking about this.
You're
No,
just
it
bored
really
because you
has-
hate sports.
Go quick.
Yeah, we're going quick. All right,
Okay.
so last 2.
God.
R factor,
Okay.
which is what we call the really factor. And this is the level of public skepticism over announced personnel decisions by baseball teams.
Jesus Christ,
Here's
it's
the
complicated.
thing. You need a closer in fantasy baseball, so you're after closers. And sometimes a team will announce a guy as closer.
It's like, this guy's our closer.
This is like the "Are we still doing this bit?" factor. All right, what's the last one?
Right, okay, very last one.
We didn't even get to. So Jonathan Broxton on the Royals.
Okay.
Closer.
There we go.
Really? Is he really your closer? 'Cause something tells me he's not going to be by June.
I don't know who that is. I guess not.
All right, so last one is
Okay.
There's wins and losses for a starting pitcher. If you're ahead if you're the guy who's pitching when your team goes ahead for the last time and winds up winning, you get a win.
Okay.
And if you're the guy pitching when your team goes behind and loses, you get a loss.
Sure.
And sometimes it's totally unfair. Sometimes you pitch like total dog shit, but your team scores like 25 runs.
Right.
And you get a win. And then sometimes you pitch brilliantly. You give up like 1 run in the entire game, but your team produces no offense, so you get a loss.
Okay.
So that's why we are going to have, now it's going to be wins, losses, and wins and losses?
Oh, with the question marks.
Yeah, with a question mark.
All right.
You figured that out just from my inflection.
I did. You're a hell of an actor, Joel.
Thank
You're good
you.
with the cold read.
Thank you.
And for the record, Phil, I hated this podcast before it was cool.
Oh, okay.
So
you're like the hipster of hating this podcast.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Boom.
Well, I'm a latter day podcast hater. This segment was just crazy.
Yeah. Well,
it was great. I don't think these
they're-
statistics are really under consideration.
oh no, we've talked to Bill James. We're trying to get him into Baseball Prospectus. They're under serious consideration for getting picked up.
we've been
that's
writing.
why we announced
we've
it.
been writing letters because the emails are bouncing back.
Sure,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So that's but you know, that's, I mean, we know, boring segment, but we thought we wanted to do it anyway just so that everyone would hear about these stats before they started to become commonplace.
Well,
And
that
that's-
comes to an end. Another fantasy statistics.
Yeah, you're right, baby.
And now it's time for another Weird Sports. Weird Sports.
So if you're still listening to the podcast,
Right. If you made it this far.
here's the segment that a majority of the people that do listen to enjoy.
Right. People love weird sports.
That's about it. So
Yeah.
you're here now.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You made it.
Thank you for holding on through fantasy statistics.
Yes, if I decide to put it at that part of the podcast, or else maybe not. This week's weird sport, Blo-Ball.
Okay. This sounds, see, in the past, Phil has set up a weird sport and used it to trick us and Jordan and I into watching gay pornography.
Right.
And
Almost everyone.
This sounds like you're sort of mailing it in with trying to come up with creative titles. Phil.
I am amazing that you thought that knob slobbing was an actual weird sport.
I honestly did.
But see,
and-
like knobs, it's
yeah.
no, we really shouldn't have bought
we
that.
should
No,
have
it really.
known.
Well, this one is a real sport, though.
Oh.
It's Blo-Ball.
Okay.
All right. First of all, a guy takes out his testicles.
no.
I'll show you some video.
All right. Well, let's look at the video.
Yep.
Oh,
No.
that's good.
Oh no. Okay. No.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. No, we'll get to the real weird sport called Blo-Ball. All right.
Okay.
The guy takes out his other testicle. Here, I've got a video.
Oh, well, he's not going to try it twice.
Right,
in
I'm
the
not
same-
going to do it
Oh
twice.
God damn it, Phil!
Oh, come on. It's funny. It's kind of like a sport. Somebody wins and someone loses.
I think we all just lost Phil.
It's like
Yeah,
my
but
erection from fantasy statistics won't ever go
Right,
away.
right. It won't go away. Well, let's get into Blo-Ball, all right? Blo-Ball is essentially table
Essentially
tennis.
what? Essentially what, Phil?
It's essentially table tennis without paddles. All right?
oh.
What are you using the paddles for then?
Yeah. You're horny, Jordan. You're so horny this podcast.
It's
we
only
were
'cause
talking
you
about
went,
baseball stats.
Right, because of my voice. No, on this one, though, in lieu of the paddles, players compete by blowing the ping pong ball back and forth and score a point by shooting the ball past his or her opponent.
I feel like see now this
Is that a full-size
I was about to
ping
say
pong
I
table?
feel like I played Blo-Ball with my sister.
Yeah, you did.
And that sounds terrible. But like
you did.
and then when I try to explain it gets worse because it's like in the basement,
Sure you did.
ping pong table.
Yeah.
No, but for real, and you're blowing it back and forth and I just
With your sister.
oh god.
All right. I'm
It's
sorry
like
that your
you
aunt is
really
listening
walked
to this.
into it.
It's like, and I know, but it's. I actually had something to add to the weird
Oh,
sport.
go
And it's
for it.
too
Okay.
bad that I just did. It's too bad that all of it was innuendo.
Right. It is too bad. It is too bad. Joel, you
So-
asked if the table was full length. Well, this one is approximately 6 feet long and 3 feet wide.
That's much smaller, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah, it seems like it's smaller. However, I mean, 6 feet is a long way to be blowing something, right?
That's not what my girlfriend says.
Hey, yeah. What girlfriend?
Oh, sing. I'm
All
gonna
right.
cry.
What 6-foot dick?
Yeah. Well, you're probably wondering though, if you're blowing the ball, right? You're blowing the balls.
I'm blowing balls all
Not
the time.
very accurate, right?
Yeah.
When you're blowing balls, everything gets everywhere, right?
Can you channel it with your hands?
No, you got to use your mouth.
No. Can I put my hands around my mouth while I'm Oh, jeez.
No.
It's so much better when people don't use their hands.
No, you can't cup the balls.
No,
you can't cup the balls.
I'm saying like
No.
directing the air.
Oh, I see. You cup your mouth around the balls.
No, almost.
Okay.
You cup your hands around your mouth
Okay.
while you're doing
blowing
the
the
blowing.
ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's already wet when you blow on it, it just gets cold.
Right. That's true. May
Yeah.
I continue?
I don't know. It seems like we're gonna probably keep doing.
All right. Well, you're probably saying you're gonna the ball's gonna go everywhere. It's not gonna make it all the way to the end, right?
Yeah.
Luckily, there's a little 3-inch helper right there. There's little 3-inch railings across the side.
We're all
to
looking
keep
at each
the ball-
other as to who's gonna take that one.
What? There's a little 3-inch helper. This is a 3-inch helper to help the balls get blown.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 inches. 3 inches along the side of Blo-Ball.
All right. Well, what is it?
The 3-inch high rails that are on the side
Oh,
of the
so it doesn't
table.
fall off the
So it
table.
doesn't fall off the table. Yeah, it's a little 3-inch helper,
I
right?
believe in Blo-Ball they refer to them as fills.
Oh!
Burn!
Yeah, it's like double fills because my penis is only 1.5 inches.
Oh!
My penis is small. Ah! May we continue?
Yes.
Blo-Ball, get this, can be played by either 2 people or 4 people at the same time.
Nope.
What do you mean no? Why do you say no?
I'm skeptical. How?
No.
But how can 4 people play?
So yeah, if Jordan and his sister wants to bring another couple in,
Yeah, you can.
to spice things
It's not
up.
a couple thing.
Right, it feels like a couple thing though, right? Because there's 2 sets of 2 people, right?
It'd be doubles, I believe.
Yeah.
Do mixed doubles.
So you're going doubles with Blo-Ball on your sister, right?
Yeah.
That's fair. What? That's fair. That's
We're talking
totally
about
fair.
sports here,
It
Jordan.
was in your basement.
So here's the podcast. It's like It's Always Sunny meets Fox NFL Sunday.
Yeah, I like
But
this.
on the internet, so it's like not very good.
Right, exactly. No standards. No
Yeah.
standards. But no, it's played singles or doubles. Scoring is similar to volleyball. A player only scores a point when it's his or her own service.
Okay.
The first player to reach 11 instead of 21 in ping pong because they don't want people to pass out.
Understandable.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like if you're blowing that much and so hard,
Yeah.
you might just pass out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't want to do that.
So there's no net, presumably.
No,
It's just, and you only score points by getting it to what?
Roll off
by
the
getting it to
table.
roll off the other side.
Okay.
But considering you can't win on your service, there's like no ace, or you have to win on your service, right? So
You can't just if you can if you're
I'm
a
curious to
blowhard.
try this.
right,
Actually.
right. Yeah, if you're a blowhard. Why are you so upset about your joke? Why are you so upset about your play on words?
I don't like it anymore.
It was our
Like
first
Blo-Ball?
non-innuendo joke of the bit.
how close can your face get to the table?
Oh, it can get right up on it.
Really?
I don't think you
Oh.
can touch the table. It doesn't say in here, but from what I saw, it didn't look like people were like face down on the table.
And can you use from your nose? If say you have a clogged nostril, you can get like a good velocity. Could
Right,
you-
right. Like you close one like a snot rocket, and then you go boom.
You might get more speed out of the air. Can you do
No,
that?
from the video I saw, it looked like people were just straight up mouth blowing. It looked like that's all. I mean, that's all they were doing.
Sounds like spitting would be an easy way to cheat.
No, I mean, well, you don't want to swallow the ball because you.
That wasn't a
In the
question.
ball.
That wasn't even in the question.
Right.
He just
Yeah,
said
nobody said anything about
no one said
swallowing.
anything about
Oh
swallowing.
well, you were talking about spitting, right?
Yeah, but I meant quite literally.
Oh,
you put
spitting
more oomph
like
in the
mucus,
ball if you
not
spit
like,
at it
Oh,
instead of
okay,
blowing.
okay. Just making sure. Okay, just making sure. Blow-ball background. The sport was invented by Kenny Weiland in 1993. It was actually patented.
Killer Kenny.
He patented. He patented. it.
Patented his sport.
Yeah.
Good job. Good. That shows like thorough.
Right.
Yeah.
3 years later, it
Initiative.
rose to fame. It rose to fame when it was on a little ABC television show called Why Didn't I Think of That? You all know that 1996 ABC television show, Why Didn't I Think of That?
So
Kenny Weiland.
in terms of wins over replacement Whitney, where do we place? Why didn't I think of
That's
that?
an excellent question. Why didn't I think of that? I assumed was short-lived.
Yeah.
As I've never heard of it. But that's where it rose to fame. Oh, yeah. You guys don't act like you know. Why didn't I think of that?
No, we don't.
It's kind of like
I'm also somewhat dubious about the use of the phrase fame in this instance.
No, weird sports I feel like is kind of derived. It's my homage to why didn't I think of that? Like I'm a huge why didn't I think of that fan, right?
We didn't.
Like I saw all 5 episodes. Like I've recorded on a VHS and I played it until DVDs came into power 3 months later.
That's what I always assumed.
And you got the bootleg DVD right over there.
Yeah. I got it signed by Kenny Weiland himself.
I remember I lived with Phil briefly, and he had like a worn-out VHS tape labeled Blo-Ball.
Right.
I thought it was something else.
What did you think it was?
Porn.
It was why didn't I think of that? This episode,
It was the
1996.
Blo-Ball episode. Wow.
When it became famous, yeah. It also appeared on a sports segment on WCAX in Burlington, Vermont in 1996.
Well, that's
so the fame.
That's
yeah,
its
other
okay.
claim to fame.
Actually,
yeah.
I think more people heard it on the radio station than saw it on Why Didn't I Think of That?
No, that's probably
Wait,
true.
is that a radio? I thought it was like the local news.
No, I mean, I guess I don't know. They didn't show that clip on the video I saw.
Oh, okay.
But what I can say is that Blo-Ball is still being played today.
By whom?
It's being played in numerous middle and high schools in the Northeast,
I-
sports bars, and colleges.
Oh gosh.
It's like a novelty thing.
Wee
I don't know if I want to talk about middle schoolers playing Blo-Ball.
Why? No, middle schoolers play Blo-Ball during recess. They've got some free time. They play Blo-Ball. What?
Well, an indoor recess. You can't really play that outside.
Well, yeah.
Actually,
because you
it
don't
might
want
be
the
really
wind.
interesting outside.
Yeah, play it during like the typhoon from Karate Kid
with,
2.
with the wind.
Yeah. Where it's just like the ball is, you're chasing around going, hey, get the ball! Oh, get the ball! Right? Because they're in Okinawa.
Okinawa.
You guys sound really disappointed that this was the weird sport.
Well, you kind of built it up a lot, Phil.
It's a great weird sport. You should see people play it.
It's a pretty good weird. Well, we
Oh,
can't.
it's amazing. Everybody go to YouTube's, look up Blo-Ball, BLO-BALL.
I don't think this
then
is
go
as...
to RedTube and
Yeah,
look up Blo-Ball.
BLOW-BALL.
All right.
All right, that comes to an end. Another Weird Sports!
Yahoo! Google News. Face cake. Okay.
Wow, that keeps growing.
Yeah. It's topical. Okay, so we have all these every day there's a bunch of stories in the news.
That's what the news does.
Mm-hmm. But there's like usually like 400 to 475 stories every day.
Sure.
And about 5 of them are weird enough to be on the internet. Oh, these aren't weird stories though. They're odd.
Wow, this is a lot of backpedaling for an intro.
We've already branded a weird. So
Yeah, I know. I do. Anyway, and I my other bump was, ain't this odd?
I like that too.
Torii Hunter, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim outfielder Torii Hunter.
Torii with 2 eyes, right? Isn't it?
That is correct.
Bam, like the Wii.
Yeah.
2 police officers showed up at his house
Oh.
and drew guns on him.
Whoa.
He apparently set off the silent alarm himself.
Oh.
And then he heard people inadvertently set off his own silent alarm. Then he heard people who were responding to the call, and he went down to the door and he's like, "Oh my God, policemen!" And the policemen were like, "Oh my God, I don't recognize this person as Torii Hunter, and I'm gonna draw my gun."
Oh God.
And I guess what was most bothersome about it is Torii Hunter himself was like, "Hey guys, no, I own this house." Skepticism from the police officers.
Sure.
And he's like, "Come on, I'm Torii Hunter. This is also in Orange County, where the Angels play."
He went, "I'm famous. Do you know who I am?"
He might have said that.
Yeah.
And the cops made him go get ID.
Wow.
Showed up at his house. And then and here's the other thing he says afterwards. He goes, I thought about when I first heard this, person outside my door, who were the cops, I'm a licensed gun owner.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to go get my gun.
Right.
Right?
He should have.
I'm going to stand my ground.
He's an American.
Right? No.
Anyone come to my door, I can shoot him right in the face.
He basically said later, "Oh my God, is it good I didn't do that?"
Yes, I would think so. Because being a cop killer, it's frowned upon.
Well, presumably he would not have shot the police.
Why?
It
He's
may
on
have,
his property.
it seemed to be the opposite may have occurred if he would have done that.
He
I
was
think that's
worried
what
that
he
they
was
were going to shoot him.
Oh, he was gonna. Oh, yeah, because
he-
he had a
he-
gun and
he
he was he was breaking
An
into his own house.
African-American fella, and he would have had a gun.
Is
and
that
I'm
why
pretty
he has
sure-
2 eyes?
No.
Oh,
I don't know any African-Americans named Torii, and they spell it with 2 eyes.
In any case, that's the elephant in the room is in all of his postings on Twitter, which apparently he's been a way cool sport about this.
Oh, yeah. He
That-
was...
wow.
He's
good
basically
for him.
like,
Not like
LOL,
that Harvard
crazy day.
professor. Yeah.
You know, police didn't believe who I was and pulled gun, you know, whatever. And I guess his teammate tweeted at him basically saying, but, the elephant in the room is like, yeah, you're black. Maybe this contributed to the fact that the police, didn't. He's like,
Sure.
now I can't say that. That's what he tweeted after it.
That's awesome.
With an LOL beforehand.
LOL. I can't say that. Smiley winky face.
And apparently at the end, too, the guy goes, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a big Angels fan. I was like, if you're a big Angels fan,
Yeah.
presumably you could recognize one of their bigger free agent signings of the last 5
Yeah,
years.
that's the thing.
Right.
The fact that the guy said that to him, like, you don't recognize Torii Hunter? I'm not a big Angels fan. I still feel, I've never met him in person. Maybe he looks completely different, but I feel like I'd notice. I'd be like, hey, that's Torii Hunter.
I wouldn't notice.
No,
I would have
but
shot him dead right there because I don't know who that is.
entirely possible.
And if the
but
alarm was going off, I would say, you're a thief.
this exact thing, though, is a Dave Chappelle stand-up bit from, like, 10 years ago.
Really?
Where he talks about how he can't call the police because the stuff in his house is too nice. That they'll show up and club him over the head and be like, we see this all the time. This black guy broke in here and hung up pictures
If
of his
it's
family.
Dave Chappelle, he did not say black guy.
No, he did not. But I'm going to say black guy because I'm not comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. That's great.
Do we have any other internet news?
Yeah, sure, one more.
One more.
All right.
All right.
Soccer player gets hurt.
Oh, big
Wait,
surprise.
wait. This is actually
are we,
cool.
I mean, legitimate, was he?
Teeth fly out.
Oh.
Even cooler, after the play, the camera shows him. The doctor goes over to him like, "Oh, I'm Spanish. Spanish words helping you out with dentistry." And the guy just takes his tooth, yanks it out, inspects it, and throws it on the ground.
What a
man.
pussy. He
was
plays
actually-
soccer? What a pussy.
It was,
Oh, I'm playing soccer. I'm throwing my teeth on the ground.
but it was one of those things where it's like, oh, so this is this is obviously a lot of our beef with soccer,
Right.
Yeah, is it their pussies?
and they have this seminal moment of like being like hockey players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in fairness, this is like a daily occurrence in hockey, but
Yeah.
But if
that's
you
right.
can get to
the
be
fact
as
that it was
tough as
noteworthy in soccer, when
Yeah.
it happened actually twice last week at the pond.
But yeah, I will go and give. I mean, I've never had teeth knocked out. I've chipped teeth before, though. It actually wasn't that big a deal.
It's like one was knocked out, the other one was like severely, like almost knocked out, and then he just went rip. Looked at it and threw it on the ground in disgust. Now, if I was going to, even if I was a tough guy who would do this, which I'm not,
Sure.
but if I would, I would rip the tooth out. And then I'd say, does anyone have a glass of milk we
Yes.
could put this in?
Right.
Put it in this. After the game, we're going to go. We're going to call dental emergencies. We're going to go.
Sure.
We're going to get this put back in my
Put
mouth.
my tooth
Yeah,
back in.
yeah. Or you're going to put it under your pillow because you could get money. You know,
Those
the
are,
tooth-
but those are only the baby teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, adult teeth don't get money?
Oh, no.
No wonder I have no teeth and no money.
Adult teeth cost
This has
money.
worked out
Old
poorly.
broke gummy Phil there.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening and tuning in to another sports
Sports.
podcast. Before we go, we'd like to give you some Valiant Prophecies.
Valiant Prophecies.
All right.
Thusly, sire, what are our prophecies?
Today we're doing MLB.
MLB 2K2 EA Sports. It's in the game.
I want an AL winner. I want an NL winner. I want a World Series champion. Phil, go.
AL winner is going to be the Cincinnati Reds.
They're in the
they're
NL.
in the NL.
The
Go to the-
NL winner is going to be the Cincinnati Reds. The
Okay.
AL winner is going to be the Texas Rangers.
Oh, that's not bad.
And the World Series winner is going to be the Texas Rangers.
And he even picked one of the two teams from before for the World Series. So that's pretty good.
There we go.
Joel.
Okay, well, let's see. AL winner, I hate to say it, but I do have to say the Angels. I like, between Trumbo, Morales, and Pujols, I think they might actually score some runs. They got a great rotation. They play defense. Yeah. So it pains me to say it, but I think that's them. And then in the NL, I have no idea. I think I'm just going to say
He can't even think of
The
an NL
Braves.
team.
I'm honestly gonna say Atlanta. I'm not excited about it, but I don't think.
And,
there's any
and
good
your
teams
World
in the
Series
NL.
champion?
Clearly the Angels.
All right, I'm gonna say my AL champion is Phils.
There it is.
Oh,
Texas
there it is.
Rangers. I think my NL champion is the Phillies.
Boom.
And I like more heartbreak in Texas. I think Phillies over the Rangers.
Wow.
Oh. How about that?
All right, but now we really got to go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Phil, give them our contact information.
Sure, do email us. You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Twitter at sports3podcast, at sports3podcast. Find us on Facebook. Search Sports Podcast. In your little top bar, hit the search button. Like us. Go onto our iTunes. Search Sports3, Sports3, all one word, space, podcast. Rate and review. Give us some
Rate
give
and
us some
review and
love.
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe the
Subscribe.
hell
You
out
wanna
of it.
get
Come
those-
on.
It's free. You
We
click
ain't got
on
that
it.
many reviews. We ain't got that many ratings. You all got to do your work.
Yeah, and just get them coming in automatically is what you want to do.
That's Sales Pitch Joel right there. Sales Pitch Joel.
Yeah. All right.
Lights up. For more funny stuff for your eyes and ears, go to comedypodcastnetwork.com.